Long ago, in a quiet countryside where rivers shimmered under the sun and old mills turned slowly in the breeze, there lived a humble miller and his 3 sons. When the miller passed on, his belongings were shared, and to the youngest son, there was only one small inheritance left behind. A cat. Not a farm cat, not a wandering cat, but a sharp-eyed orange cat who watched the world with surprising intelligence. At first, the young man felt unsure. How could a single cat change his fortune? But this cat was no ordinary companion. The cat spoke with confidence and calm assurance. "All I ask," he said, "is a pair of boots and a small bag. Trust me, and your life will not remain the same." Though puzzled, the young man agreed. And the moment the cat pulled on his tall boots and adjusted his feathered hat, something remarkable happened. He no longer looked like a simple pet, but like a hero stepping into a story of his own making.
With steady steps and a clever smile, Puss in Boots set off down the road.
Along the way, he gathered fine gifts from the land, chosen with care and thoughtfulness. When he reached the king's carriage, rolling gently through the countryside, Puss bowed deeply and spoke with polished manners. "These gifts," he said, "are sent by my master, the noble Marquis of Carabas." The king was pleased. Again and again, Puss returned with gifts, each time speaking warmly of his master, until the name of the Marquis lingered in the king's thoughts. One day, as the king traveled with his daughter through the countryside, Puss put the final part of his plan into motion. He guided his master to the river and whispered instructions, calm and confident. When the king arrived, Puss called out in distress, claiming that his master had lost everything. Moved by compassion, the king offered help, and soon the young man stood dressed in fine clothing, no longer looking like a poor miller's son. As they continued their journey, Puss ran ahead, speaking to farmers in the fields and meadows. Whenever the king asked who owned the land, the answer came the same. "These lands belong to the Marquis of Carabas." With every passing mile, the king grew more impressed, and the princess watched the young man with growing curiosity and warmth. At last, Puss reached a towering castle on a hill, home to a powerful ogre known for his magical abilities. Instead of fear, Puss carried only confidence. He praised the ogre's talents and politely asked for a demonstration. The ogre transformed again and again, each shape more impressive than the last. Then Puss made one final request, spoken lightly, almost playfully. The challenge was accepted, and in that moment, the clever cat proved that true strength often lies in wit rather than size. The castle was now empty, its grand halls waiting for new life. When the king arrived, he was astonished by the beauty of the castle and the lands that surrounded it. Standing tall beside Puss, the young man was welcomed not as a guest, but as a noble equal. In time, joy filled the castle. Laughter echoed through the halls, and a new future unfolded, built not on wealth alone, but on trust, courage, and clever thinking. As for Puss in Boots, he stood quietly at the edge of it all, tipping his hat with a knowing smile. He had asked for very little, yet changed everything. And so, the story draws to a gentle close. This tale reminds us that greatness does not always arrive in grand forms. Sometimes, it wears boots and carries a clever mind. With trust, kindness, and wisdom, even the smallest companion can open the door to an extraordinary life. Thank you for listening to this story from Legends of Lore. May it remind you that courage, intelligence, and a good heart can shape the most unexpected destinies.